on Guam.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime. Double session will continue for 4 school communities next school year. KUAM speaking to the students of one school that will remain status quo.
Here at the Fenita Conference, community leaders, students, and residents gather to engage in meaningful conversation about the future of Guam's political status. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with details from the event coming up.
Multiple wildfires flaring across the island in the past few days, some even coming dangerously close to homes. This as authorities are warning of fire weather conditions this week. I'm with Siki Huriyama with the story coming up. Hafiday and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Topping our newscast this evening, double sessions will extend into the 2025-2026 school year for 4 school communities as work at FB Leon Guerrero Middle School remains on hold and the Simon Sanchez Rebuild Project continues. KUAM speaking to students at Okadu High School on the recent decision to remain status quo.
Cars line the entrance of Okadu High School as parents wait and buses packed with students pull away. It's noon. Dismissal time for the Bulldogs and the start of the school day for FB Leon Guerrero middle schoolers who share the Okadu campus.
They started doing double session when I was a sophomore, and from there it felt like every school year went by quick.
I don't even remember how it is supposed to be like with the full time anymore.
The split day schedule will continue into school year 2025-2026, a decision finalized by the Guam Education Board Tuesday night, which took into account input from stakeholders through a survey. And while seniors Jaden Zaya Ujoa and Ayana Duramo prepare to graduate, younger students will remain status quo.
It's
time, a move the board requires. Meanwhile, students at John F. Kennedy and Simon Sanchez High Schools will also continue on double sessions through school year 25-26.
The word conclave, meaning with a key, is topping Google's searches this week. The Catholic tradition of the conclave, where when a pope resigns or dies, the College of Cardinals gather in a locked room to elect a successor, is set to begin tonight. Nevaeh Anderson has more on this process and the favored candidates.
During these last 2 weeks, the faithful have been mourning the loss of Pope Francis, but also looking forward to who the next leader of the Catholic Church will be. This week, anticipation is mounting as the conclave is set to begin.
The conclave is a top-secret meeting of all eligible cardinals under 80 years old. Once gathered in the Vatican City, they are locked inside the Sistine Chapel and participate in rounds of voting to elect the next pope, until a single name secures a 2/3 majority vote. And after each round of voting, their ballots are burned, their smoke signaling either no decision or that a new pope has been elected. The front-running candidates in this conclave are also adding to the anticipation. At 70, the Church's central administration. While an advocate for diplomacy and having a global outlook on faith, Parolin also leans more conservative, criticizing the legalization of same-sex marriages. And could an American become the Bishop of Rome for the first time? Cardinal Robert Prevost, aged 69 years old and born in Chicago, is definitely qualified. In charge of selecting the next generation of bishops as the prefect of the Vatican Dicastery for Bishops, he spent much of his life as a missionary in Peru before becoming an archbishop. He's also considered a champion for reform, but at his age, some believe he is still too young to take on the papacy. And the candidate who has received the biggest outpouring of support across social media is 67-year-old Cardinal Luis Tagle from the Philippines. With decades of pastoral experience, Tagle has been called the Asian Francis for his similar outlooks on the church. Most notably, he has called for the church to reevaluate its position against the LGBTQ+ community and divorcees, as this harshness has created lasting harm and discrimination.
For us here on Guam, the conclave officially begins tonight at 12:30 a.m. Tune into KUAM TV8 and TV11 to follow along with the conclave and keep an eye out for those smoke signals. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
Nearly a decade of legal battles has come to an end for Guam's former Archbishop Anthony Sablan Aparon. Today, 9 civil cases in federal court, eight of them involving allegations of sexual abuse dating back to the 1970s, were dismissed with prejudice, meaning the claims can't be filed again. The dismissal comes without any settlement money or other consideration, according to Aperon's attorney Jacqueline Taitano-Chirlahi. The legal team emphasized the Archbishop's consistent denial of the accusations and stated that the dismissals were based solely on voluntary stipulations from the plaintiffs. In a press release issued right before news time, attached was a message from Aperon.
Over the past decade, I have been unjustly condemned by the media and in the public opinion because of certain false accusations made against me. In silence, I have accepted this injustice out of love for Jesus Christ, praying for those who are doing evil against me. Today, the claims made against me in 9 cases have been dismissed permanently. Contrary to false recent media reports, I have never entered any settlement agreement, and I have always refused to do so. I also never paid any sum of money to my accusers. Today's dismissals come from the plaintiffs and are further evidence of my innocence. Today I can speak freely also about the canonical process. The canonical process did not result in my laicization. No priest or bishop who has been found guilty of these crimes has remained a priest or a bishop as I have. This indicates my innocence.
Aperon, who has lived in seclusion for several years, maintains his innocence and says he continues to pray for the Church of Guam, his accusers, and all victims of abuse. To view his full statement, go to KUAM News on Instagram and KUAM.com. And we will have more on this story tomorrow night on Primetime. Well, the Office of the Attorney General says they're going to, quote, play the ball in response to Governor Lou Leon Guerrero filing opposition to AG Moylan's request for expedited briefing and argument against the TRO on his Dignity Project. Moylan says the order issued by the Supreme Court of Guam lacked jurisdiction, and upon issuance of a preliminary injunction, his office will bring the matter back before the court. The AG criticized the governor's stance on the Dignity Project, a program aimed at addressing homelessness on Guam, saying that halting it does not serve the broader needs of the community. In his statement, he also addressed the ongoing legal feud with Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, describing the lawsuit as reflective of her administration's, quote, inability to fix Guam's worsening problems. Moylan reaffirmed his office's commitment to pursuing legal action in support of improving healthcare, education, and law enforcement efforts on the island. Finally, Moylan adds, quote, this AG has no intention of stopping. Either cooperate or we will continue to do what I was hired to do, litigate on behalf of our client in the courts to achieve justice and improve our quality of life. Well, authorities are warning of serious fire weather conditions this week. A high frequency of wildfires have been flaring across the island in the past several days, posing a risk to the community. A Barrigada husband and wife shared just how dangerously close one blaze got to their home on Monday. Mitsuki Hirayama has the story.
A home in Barrigada spared from what could have been a devastating loss. A wildfire stopped less than 10 feet away from these homes in the San Antonio street.
Smoke still lingers 2 days after what Marietta Chargaloff describes as a fast-moving inferno, one that forced her wheelchair-bound husband, and neighbors to abandon their homes.
I'm scared because especially in the beginning, I'm holding the hose at the back, and I saw the fires look like an inferno, you know, and the guy said, Mom, get out. So get out. So I need to get out there and leave the hose at the back, and we put my
Baron Tyron, or the Guam guy, was at the scene.
Off of the Guam, another day, another wildfire. My question is, who do you think started it?
Equipped with wildland fire training, he volunteers to provide aerial imagery and coverage to Guam foresters, sharing just how dangerously close this place got.
This morning I woke up and I was a little stuffy. Through my nose and some ashes came out. So I can't even imagine what it's like for the houses and the people in the area, and especially our firefighters who are out there risking it all for us and to protect us.
From outdoor burning, discarded cigarettes to arson, all wildfires in Guam are caused by humans, leaving the community to pick up the pieces.
Farmers have reported losing thousands of dollars in crops, and they're scared that their irrigation systems, which are usually a petroleum-based product, could go up in flames. If you have a canopy set up outside, that tarp is also a petroleum-based product that could go up in flames. Or even your house itself, especially if you have a wood and tin structure, that wood can certainly catch fire. If you have animals you keep outside, pigs, chickens, whatever, they can get smoke inhalation injuries, or if the fire is really bad, get burned too directly. If you have asthma, this could trigger an attack, or if you're a manumco and you have respiratory issues, this could send you to the ER.
The Shargalov suspect poachers intentionally set this blaze. They say it's a third wildfire that's threatened their home.
We always heard the noise. It's like a gun or whatever in there. Probably that's the time where the fire starts.
Meantime, the Guam Fire Department says they've been responding to a high frequency of fires not only this past week, but since the start of the year. GFD spokesperson Lieutenant Nick Garrido says there have been more than 200 fires from January to March, to include abandoned car fires.
Just within the last week, we've had multiple abandoned vehicle fire in Dededo, as well as a few days ago, we had the fire behind Wendy's in Varigata. And yesterday, which led to the one in Lalu, off of Lalo Road, which was Anderson Street, off of Lalo Road. And that place there, too, was getting closer to the residents.
A red flag warning is in effect until Friday. That means a combination of strong winds, low humidity, and warm temperatures will create ideal conditions for the rapid spread of wildfires.
If you see something, say something. Please be mindful of outdoor burning. There is no outdoor burning presently. Also, if you did decide to burn, please make sure that it is in a controlled environment. Remember that even though it is in a bin, the embers that fly is what also ignites other fuels.
A reminder that all it takes is a spark to put property, crops, animals, homes, and loved ones at risk. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Thanks, Suki. Well, Guam's political status is a conversation that's often met with uncertainty, division, or silence. But this week, island leaders, students, and residents gathered for the 4th annual Fenita Conference with a shared goal to move the conversation forward. Nevaeh Anderson reports from the event.
The conversation surrounding Guam's political status has historically been a tense one. The Fenita Conference, hosted by the Commission on Decolonization, themed Decolonization, Let's Talk About It, aims to lift the veil of stigma around the conversation, inviting the community to learn more about the options Guam has in the journey to self-determination. Commission Executive Director Melvin Wonpat Borja says fostering local advocacy, which they hope will lead to regional and international engagement, is paramount.
For every issue, every social, governmental challenge that we face on the island, there is an avenue for resolution through a full act of self-government.
And though they aren't a voting age just yet, Guam's youth aren't being left out of this decision either. As Wonpat Borja says, they will inherit any decision made in a referendum.
Young people should be engaged directly. Young people should be involved in the conversation. We have a number of high school students that are attending today.
Conversations here range from legal frameworks and cultural identity to possible real-life implications of potential political status changes. And for many in attendance, it's not just a political issue, it's deeply personal.
I'm from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. My country gained our independence in 1979. Everybody wants self-determination. Everybody wants to have their own rights to just to do the best for their land. And it's also tied to the ancestors and also tied to the bloodline. What's going on here is like it's putting you guys in a situation that you guys don't have you guys can't even argue about it.
And so through panels with leaders and workshops tailored to providing a nuanced breakdown of each step of the self-determination process, educating the community is how the Commission moves forward.
I think that the most important piece is education and awareness. This is a very important decision for our people to make. It's the act of self-determination is an act that you only do once. And so we need to be certain, and we need to be aware of the impacts. Every single legitimate political status option has its benefits, and there are also its downsides, but every single one of them is superior to the unincorporated territory status that we have now.
Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
Time for a quick break. You're watching KUAM.
leaving my phone and bush cutter outside. What's gonna happen? Ooh. Yep. Oh, take it. Come on, bro. It's free. Bro. Yo. Bro. Bro. Just take it.
Looking to ditch your old phone?
Take it.
Trade into Guam's most reliable network and get an extra $300 off the latest phones on any unlimited plan. GTA, we start with you.
Ever whistled at a girl or at her?
Ever looked at a girl and said to your friends, man, the things I would do to her?
Ever got a girl drunk?
And had sex with her?
Even if she didn't want it?
Ever pressured a girl or forced her just because you felt the urge?
Ever told a young girl, don't tell anyone, or we'll get into trouble? Most men don't look in the mirror and see the problem.
But it's staring us right in the face.
Sexual violence starts long before you think it does.
Don't be that guy. And don't let your friend be that guy.
Don't let anyone you know be that guy.
NBC's Wednesday primetime lineup comes into focus with Vision Express. Fast, fashionable, focused.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
Anything's possible. I push to the limits. I climb every wall. I keep on believing. Anything's possible.
If there's one thing we've learned, it's never to underestimate the spirit and strength of the people of our island home. Which is why at Bank of Hawaii, you, your dreams, and your possibilities will always have a home. Reach your possible with Bank of Hawaii.
Fiscal Fitness is made possible by our partner, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together we thrive.
Buying a home, it's one of life's biggest decisions, and in today's market, it can feel more overwhelming than ever. From rising interest rates to limited inventory, navigating real estate takes more than just good credit. It takes good information. Tonight, we're helping you break down the big questions in fiscal fitness.
Half a day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas. Now, we are talking on this segment not just about being fiscally aware or fiscally competent. We are talking fiscal fitness. We want you in prime condition, and who better than our friends at Coast 360 to get you in on what we're doing. Andrew Borja is here. Good to see you again, my friend.
Nice to see you.
What are some of the tips and general ideas that you guys give here as a bank for how to properly, get the home of your dreams and land that good deal?
So when it comes to purchasing a home, you have to be ready. So you have to consider a lot of different factors when it comes to buying a home. So things like your income, your debt, any credit cards, auto loans, personal loans that you're currently paying for. Will that affect your purchasing power for a home? When it comes to buying, a lot of people don't realize that there's the down payment and the closing costs, which can kind of blindside some people. Taking a look at the taxes, where your property is, how much you're going to be paying for taxes and insurance. And then lastly, anything that's out of pocket, appraisals, inspections. There are a lot of hidden things that you need to consider when buying a home. And then of course, when you finally own that home, it's the maintenance and upkeep of that property.
But when it comes to, and I appreciate how you said that, this is probably the biggest purchase you'll ever make in your life. I mean, this is serious planning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's the best way that people can do that and not drive themselves crazy?
This is, a mortgage is a long-term commitment, 15, 20, 30 years. You want to be able to have a career. You want to be able to be working a job that you can see 30 years from now to be able to sustain those payments over the course of the life of the loan.
Timing is also critical. So how can people, make sure that they get the best deal in terms of the interest rate or what special products you guys have here or, what houses are available on the market?
Yeah. So a lot of the times people take a look at the interest rates, what are your interest rates at today? What are your interest rates at, Interest rates ultimately affect your monthly payment, and then it comes down to bottom line, it affects your purchasing power. So the higher the interest rate, the lower your purchasing power when it comes to shopping around for homes. So the interest rate, really on Guam, we're a very high cost or high interest rate market, and of course a high cost market. So being an island in the middle of the Pacific, When it comes to getting things like labor, who's going to build your home? There's a shortage of that here. Who's going to, ship in the materials, steel, wood coming from, the U.S.
There you go.
All of those things are a factor when it comes to that. So being able to know what you're getting into and knowing what you can afford ultimately plays a part in purchasing a home.
Mm-hmm. Are there certain advantages in specific situations to maybe renting for a few years, and with the ultimate goal being to purchase?
Well, when it comes to renting versus owning, for renting, the benefits of renting is it's a temporary solution for housing. If you need a house now, there are a lot of different places available for you to rent. And generally, the cost of renting is lower than a typical mortgage. But when it comes to owning, it's pride of ownership.
That's my yard.
Yes. Oh, yes. And when it comes to having that asset, especially on Guam with the rising house price of homes, you're having this appreciating asset that you, in the future, if you want to borrow against it, you can take out the equity. It's basically the loan versus what your property is worth, and that number consistently grows over the course of the next few years.
And there is that big word beginning with the letter E. Equity is so important and so critical to being fiscally fit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Andrew, thanks so much, man.
Right.
We appreciate it always. All right. Fiscal Fitness here at Coast 360.
Fiscal Fitness is made possible by our partner, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
Well, the Guam Department of Agriculture has partially lifted its poultry import ban, now allowing day-old chicks from Hawaii under strict biosecurity rules. The chicks must come from certified disease-free hatcheries with all shipments inspected upon arrival. The ban on live adult birds from Hawaii and all live poultry from the mainland U.S. still stands due to the continued risk of avian influenza. Officials say the move balances safety with support for Guam's growing poultry industry. Biba Manamku, we celebrate our elders this month by flipping the script on aging. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero proclaiming May as Senior Citizens Month during a proclamation signing at the Astumbo Senior Citizen Center on Tuesday. Mitsuki Hirayama has the story.
Today we flip the script of aging by honoring the lives and legacies of those who have paved the way for our island's growth, culture, and enduring spirit.
Following April's Youth Month that empowered our younger generation, Senior Citizens Month highlights the wisdom, resilience, and immeasurable contributions of our elders. Dededo Mayor Peter John Beneventi gives the opening remarks during a proclamation signing at the Astumbo Senior Citizen Center on Tuesday.
You are the foundation of our families, villages, and your stories and sacrifices inspire us to do better and be better.
This year's theme is Flipping the Script on Aging. Department of Public Health and Social Services Director Teresa Ariola says it's all about encouraging the community to challenge stereotypes while emphasizing the active role our Manamku play in our community.
This year's theme provides the opportunity to encourage our Manamku to rewrite the narrative on aging through meaningful contributions to our island. It also provides our Manamku an opportunity to share their wisdom and experience so they can guide younger generations and show that aging is not a limitation, but a chance to be impactful in our community.
Governor Lou Leon Guerrero acknowledging the importance of our older generation's wealth of wisdom, courage, and experience.
You have to live the life, have the wisdom to guide our younger generation. And the respect that we have for our culture, the respect of our values, the respect of our traditions, and the respect and kindness and love for each other is what we share with our younger generation. We have to. They don't learn that in school. They learn that from interacting with all of us. So I just want to say, on behalf of the people of Guam, we want to say we appreciate you tremendously.
Meantime, the department is planning several events to celebrate Senior Citizens Month. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Well, are you between the ages of 15 and 17 looking to make your summer count? Well, listen up, Guam. The Department of Youth Affairs is rolling out the red carpet for tomorrow's leaders with the 2025 Governor's Summer Youth Employment Program starting today through May 9th. Swing by your nearest Youth Resource Center in Dededo, Manila, or Hagat to pick up your application. And just a heads up, these forms won't be online, so you've got to get them in person. From answering phones to maintaining buildings, this is your chance to get real-world experience in public service. And yes, it pays. We're talking $10 an hour, 30 hours a week for 6 weeks. Once you've picked up your app, return it between May 12th and 16th to the same center. Make sure to bring a photo ID, your parent's ID, and your social security card copy. The program kicks off June 9th and runs through July 18th, and it's more than just a paycheck. It's confidence, skills, and a front row seat to how our island runs. Well, our friends over at Chili's Grill and Bar have a whole range of promotions going on for your families to enjoy all May and June. First, their annual Grads Eat for Free promo is treating our hardworking students to a free meal from a select menu of Chili's fan favorites. All you have to do is show your staff a photo of your 5th or 8th grade promotion certificate, high school diploma, or college degree from this year. And to celebrate Mother's Day on May 9th to the 11th, Chili's has a 3-course menu complete with an appetizer, entree, dessert, and a glass of wine. Just for $44.99. It's sure to be a meal to remember.
Come down and check this out. We appreciate everybody and all the hard work that the grads are doing. And again, we're appreciating moms.
Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view from the village of Malesu.
Don't need to work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
GU Self Storage, located in Harmon next to McDonald's, offers a variety of storage units. With rates starting as low as $95 per month, we offer complimentary use of dollies, push carts, appliance hand trucks, and pallet jack, with a fully covered loading and unloading areas and ADA accessible units. We offer 24-hour CCTV surveillance monitoring, alarm, and individual pin-coded gate and door access, because your safety is our priority. GU Self Storage, voted Pica's Best in 2024. Call 671-648-7867 today.
Taco Bell brought back crispy chicken nuggets, and I can't believe how good they are.
Why can't you believe it?
Because you're Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Yeah, but a taco place can do nuggets, right?
Yeah, the Hidden Valley Fire Ranch is awesome.
Okay, they're good, but we're not a chicken place.
When did you guys become a chicken place?
Can't a taco place do good nuggets? Are we not allowed to do both?
What do you mean?
You think it's cool to do both, right? Why are you looking at me like that?
Are they okay?
I don't think so.
We're totally a taco place that's a chicken place that's also a taco place.
For 25 years, Cars Plus has been more than just a place to buy a car. When we opened our doors, our mission was clear: build lasting relationships and ensure every customer drives away with confidence. As a family business, we nurture our employees, passing down values of integrity and respect. We believe that strong values create strong relationships, ensuring that every customer who walks through our doors is treated like family. For 25 years, we've been driven by you and will continue to be for generations to come.
Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby!
Can somebody please